Hi, internet people. So this Fangirl Freakouts is dedicated to reacting to the Riverdale pilot. I know that sounds kind of complicated, but okay. In other videos, I've normally recapped like a whole episode and then I talk about it. I'm not doing that for Riverdale. I'm literally just going to say some of my reactions to watching the pilot this past week because a new episode is on tonight and I wanted to share my thoughts and feelings so far. So, okay, the reason for the sunglasses in the thumbnail is actually because this video is going to get a little bit shady. Pun. It's not a very good pun, but it's a pun nonetheless. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to go into positives first. One, I checked out this series solely because the marketing of this television program has been remarkably good. Kudos to your marketing department. The trailers, previews that I've seen were really good. It just looked cool. The visuals are cool. They're very dark, very, I want to compare it to how parts of Hemlock Grove on Netflix are filmed. It also does very much have a Pretty Little Liars feel, even in the promos, and I did like Pretty Little Liars for a long time. I was very dedicated until a certain day reveal, and then I stopped watching it, so you know. But no, the promos have been really good, and it had gotten some pretty good buzz. So I was like, oh, this sounds cool, like Twin Peaksy, teen drama, okay, like I got it, I'll check it out. So I did, I checked it out. I will also point out that the female characters that I've met so far are very interesting, as well as Kevin. Kevin in the Archie comics, which Riverdale is based on, is canonically a queer character. He is also gay in the show. He's doing a good job. He is playing a very stereotypical gay male character, and I'm pretty sure the only people he dates are other Riverdale high schoolers who are in the closet. It's the pilot. That's what I got from that. The two actresses playing Betty and Veronica, the two parts of the infamous Betty, Veronica, Archie love triangle that exists. They're both doing really well. The girl playing Veronica is probably my favorite, which is why I'm wearing these pearls for no other apparent reason. She's doing a really good job, though I feel really bad because she totally looks like the one actress from Vampire Diaries. I've never watched, not Vampire Diaries, the originals. She's been in a bunch of other stuff I've watched. She was in Secret Circle. She was actually in like a show about mermaids. Did anyone know what I'm talking about? But she looks so much like her. It's crazy. But she and the actress playing Betty are both really good. The like red-haired HBIC, she is also very cool. I totally can't remember her character's name, I'm sorry. But she's playing the very like, she shifts between being super distraught over the death of her brother and then like super mean. So I like the shift between that. So they're good, and we haven't seen much of Josie and the Pussycats. The intro of them was fun, but there's so little happening with them so far. I'm hoping that they will get more throughout the series, maybe, something. They're good, like I'm hoping they get to do good stuff. So those characters I really enjoy. So that was cool. The visuals are good. Yes, parts of it I like. I did think it took too long for the dead body to show up because I already knew the dead body was going to show up. It's in all the promos, so why put it at the end of the episode? Why make me wait that long? I'm sure plot-wise it makes sense. It just seemed very drawn out. The other thing that is interesting is Jughead is apparently the omniscient narrator or the semi-omniscient narrator. He's narrating everything and then only comes in contact with one of the characters directly. He talks to Archie once near the very end of the episode, and he's still narrating. So I don't 100% know where Jughead is in time. So omniscient Jughead, who's narrating, is not officially the Jughead. We're same Jughead. That threw me off a little bit because I initially was like, oh, it's like, if you watch the Scream series, it's sort of like, the podcast that exists, it sort of happens in time with the show, but this threw me off a little because I wasn't anticipating the narrator to also then appear, but be narrating from slightly farther in the future still. Okay. Got it? You got me? I also had to check with some people. I have friends who apparently know more about the comics than I do because I've never read any of the Archie comics. I thought Archie was boring. Like, him as a person, like, he's fine, but I don't feel like he has chemistry with Betty or Veronica. He totally has a massive crush on the teacher who's, like, trying to dissuade him from having a crush on her because legally it's sketchy, even if he is 18. I have no clue how old he's supposed to be. Still, it's not really okay. But there's, like, no chemistry. And then Betty wants to go out with him, and Veronica, like, pushes her to ask him to the dance, and then Betty winds up asking Veronica to come with them. So then it's a love triangle because Betty also invites Veronica, which would be fine. I'm totally fine with them, like, working with, sure. It's a love triangle. It exists in the comics. I knew it would exist in the show, but this is already getting shady. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that there is so much shade already. I'm not putting these back on. But, I thought more would happen in it's the first episode. I get it. I'm sure it will evolve over the series, but there were aspects of it that were odd. Okay, so I have seen some concerns with Riverdale on my Twitter, on and off, for about a week, starting like a week before the show came out. I was seeing tweets where people were like, they're changing stuff, like super mad, and I was like, I have no idea what is going on. I don't know anything about these comics. Like, what is happening? I don't know where this interview came from. I do not know who gave this interview. I don't know where this interview was published. But apparently there was some sort of interview in which they said that Veronica, which is a Betty-Veronica ship, like that the two of them being together, would not be explored in the show. But in the pilot episode, Betty and Veronica kiss. They kiss purely for shock value. Like, that's not even me saying, like, the writers did it for shock. No, it's literally, the characters are actively trying. They've auditioned for the cheerleading squad together. And then red-haired HBIC, whose name I still don't remember, she doesn't let Betty on the team. She doesn't like Betty. There's a big family feud thing. They're not going to be on the team. And then Veronica says, like, trust me, and then kisses Betty. Like, the two of them, hardcore kiss. Like, Cruel Intentions kiss. Yeah, that's the right movie. Yeah. And then, yeah. So it happens, and you're like, okay, but if you're not exploring it, I get that it's shock value, but this is the pilot. Like, that's not something I would anticipate appearing in a pilot unless you were going to use it for some reason. Like, it just seems baity, like really baity to me. And it just seems odd that you would come out and say, like, we're not exploring it, and then have this kiss in the first episode. Like, oh, no, they're not a thing, but they're going to kiss right here. They also introduced Betty in a way that I personally was like, why are we opening on her in like a bralette? Why isn't she wearing all of her clothes? Just saying, like, she's like a covered up, very sort of like reserved character, yet that's how she gets introduced. A little odd. The other thing that I had seen blowing up was the fact that Jughead, who in the comics is canonically asexual, aromantic, I knew that was announced. I don't know when in the comics officially that became like canon. I don't know what year specifically. But someone had been asked about it in connection to the show, and he is not going to be asexual or aromantic, so a lot of people were like, well, why can't he be asexual and aromantic? Why not? That would be really cool. There's very little asexual representation on television. That would be like a really big thing. And he's not. He's apparently, I don't know if he's actually going to have sex, but someone was like, Jughead's totally gonna have sex. And I don't know where that came from. But I don't see, he's like not connecting to anyone. Like, he randomly talked to Archie one time. Again, pilot, I understand. There are just aspects of the pilot that I have issues with, some concerns with going forward. I am going to watch it at least a little while longer. I'm going to test it out. I think people who liked Gossip Girl, who have liked Pretty Little Liars, will like the series. I do. This might be one of those moments where I went into a series thinking like, oh, this will be really awesome, and then I'm sort of let down because somehow I'm not in the age demographic. Like, I don't fit well. This happened to me with Scream Queens on and off. I did some review videos, I did recap videos of that show and Scream Queens season 2. I was just kind of like, no. Like, I finished it. But again, I in some situations, apparently my internal old lady is just like, nah, which is not a show's fault. It just means that it's not something that I should continue watching because it's not something that I will enjoy. Now, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the pilot. The pilot was interesting. It had a lot of teen angst, drama-iness, lots of things were set in motion. But based on some of the comments I saw on Twitter, I'm a little reticent to move forward. I will keep watching, but if some of the like, yes, I'm having about it continue, then I'm not going to keep watching it. But I thought I would share because I know there are some people who might be like, oh, this is going to be awesome, and go in with sort of this like mentality that I have where I was like, oh, it'll be perfect, it'll be great, the previews are so cool, like it's going to be dark and gritty and crazy and then the pilot might let you down a little bit just because it is very stretched out. The reveal of the dead body is so late in the episode when you know it's coming that it just sort of was like, come on already, come on, we can build up everybody's arcs later, come on. So yeah, I just wanted to share. I do think visually it is a very interesting show. All of the reds pop very well. So visually it's really good. I think some of the plots being set in motion will be interesting, I do. And aspects of it I think will, I think if the side characters are developed more, then I might appreciate it, since they were all just being introduced and they are side characters, not as much time is given to them in a pilot episode as opposed to Archie, who I really just wasn't like feeling. But I don't know. Let me know what you thought of the Riverdale pilot. Am I the only one who's sort of like, meh, right now? Like, gonna keep watching, hoping excitedly that it gets a little bit better for me. If you loved it, let me know what you loved. I'm not saying it wasn't good, I'm just saying I have some issues with it so far. But no, let me know what you thought of the pilot below in the comments or on Twitter. I am at ClefNotes. Maybe there's something from the comics I don't know, or maybe I'm not grasping something. It's very possible. I just wanted to share my thoughts, my feelings, my stuff. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at ClefNotes, on my blog at clefnotes.wordpress.com, right for the Nerdy Girl Express, thenerdygirlexpress.com, or on their Snapchat, the Nerdy Girl EXP, and Echo's Recipes on the iZombie Support Group site, iZombieSupportGroup.com. Ooh, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of me talking about random stuff, please subscribe to my channel. Bye, Internet people!